Urgent Chiefs Kingdom fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Chiefs Kingdom news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Chiefs, Colts linked in blockbuster trade, who could intervene? Bleacher Report believes the Kansas City Chiefs could trade for this potential candidate in the NFL draft this year. The Kansas City Chiefs could use another wide receiver this offseason, and they may trade for Alec Pierce before the 2025 season. According to Bleacher Report, they believe the Chiefs should trade for Alec Pierce since they're unlikely to pry another top-tier trade candidate given their Super Bowl success. However, assuming that they're the co-favorites to go back to the big game, the Chiefs should try to trade for a wide receiver to increase their chances. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes had one of the worst seasons up to his standards, and a guy like Pierce could give their offense some consistency. Originally selected in the second round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the former Cincinnati product led the Colts with 824 receiving yards last season, but the team has other talent in their wide receiver department. After extending Michael Pittman, the Colts might not offer a new contract to Pierce as he's in the final year of his rookie deal, and many teams could probably find him a hot trade candidate, considering his contract. The Colts have other promising pass catchers like Adonai Mitchell and Josh Downs, so the team could easily get a viable player or draft pick in return for Pierce. For the Chiefs, it's easy to see why Pierce could be a good trade fit. Kansas City needs a receiver while Rashee Rice is still recovering from an ACL injury, and any immediate help would do. Xavier Worthy is having off-season troubles, so that may be a distraction, and DeAndre Hopkins isn't on the team anymore. However, these teams could intervene in the possible blockbuster trade that may happen. Chiefs, Colts linked in, Alec Pierce. Trade Chargers, Panthers could intervene homegrown talent in LA to Los Angeles. Chargers have a promising offense, but they can't downplay the fact that they need pass catchers beyond Ladd McConkey. The team signed Mike Williams, but he's more of a temporary solution that probably won't last, which is why they gave him a one-year deal. He is past his prime, and it doesn't help that Quentin Johnston is depleting each game, so the team will likely release him after the 2025 season if there aren't any improvements. Joshua Palmer went to a new team, so that was probably their only capable receiver other than McConkey, even though he had some inconsistencies like Johnston. Meanwhile, Alec Pierce has the size and hands similar to what McConkey has, so these two elusive playmakers could be a huge upgrade for Justin Herbert's offense. While Pierce won't put over 1,000 yards, the Chargers could use him as a WR3 to create some separation in the slot. McConkey is going to eventually need, and Pierce could be the first step to get something going for Herbert while he's still in his prime. He can't afford to throw any more lucky passes as the competition will only increase in the AFC. Help for Young's offense head coach Dave Canales and the Carolina Panthers have done well for themselves in establishing a capable offense for quarterback. Bryce Young, Xavier Legette, and Jalen Coker are two promising weapons, but they're unproven. They need to win man-to-man with other elites in the big games. Pierce has a little more experience that could give this offense some juice when Adam Thielen retires. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Chiefs Kingdom news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Chiefs land another speedy playmaker in surprise trade proposal. The Kansas City Chiefs have struggled to reshape their wide receiver room following Tyreek Hill's exit in 2022. Although they've drafted two young, promising stars in Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy in the past two seasons, the room has lacked the explosive element they had with Hill. That is why Kansas City has opted to sign Marquise Hollywood Brown during the 2024 and 2025 offseasons. That said, Brown will be 28 before the start of next season, meaning his speed could start to diminish in the coming years. As a result, the Chiefs could be looking to add another young field stretcher who can take over for Brown. Kansas City could look to add this player in this year's draft or via trade. In a recent article, Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox suggests the Chiefs should trade for Indianapolis Colts speedster Alec Pierce. While the idea of the Colts trading Pierce seems unlikely, Knox provides a good reason why Indianapolis could be okay moving on. Could Kansas City trade for Alec Pierce? Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Alec Pierce is entering a contract year, and resigning him may not be a top priority for the Colts. Indy has several promising young receivers on its roster, including Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, and Adonai Mitchell. Christopher Knox points to the plethora of young receivers the Colts have as the main reason they could look to trade Pierce. While that's a good point, Indianapolis failed to effectively incorporate players like Michael Pittman into their offense last season. This led to Pierce leading the team with 824 receiving yards on 37 receptions. That's an average of 22, 3 yards a catch. Over Pierce's first 2 seasons, he averaged 14, 5 yards a catch 2022 and 16, 1 yards a catch 2023. This proves that the 24-year-old is a true deep threat who could help Kansas City's deep passing attack, even if it is from off the bench. Nevertheless, 2025 is a contract season for Pierce, so he likely wouldn't be willing to join the Chiefs as a rotational receiver. Regardless, if this trade piques Brett Veach's interest, he should do everything possible to get Pierce in Kansas City, as a contract extension may not be too expensive. Chiefs predicted to land 2,000-yard WR for Patrick Mahomes just 2 months ago. The Kansas City Chiefs seemed headed toward an unprecedented third straight Super Bowl championship. But in Super Bowl LX, they got steamrolled by the Philadelphia Eagles 4,022, and it wasn't even as close as that final score may suggest. All of a sudden, the seemingly mighty, unbeatable Chiefs were a team with multiple roster holes that needed a minor infusion of talent to be able to reach the NFL mountaintop once again. They could use a legitimate alpha wide receiver, which is something they haven't had since they traded Tyreek Hill 3 years ago. Rashee Rice, who has shown promise in his first 2 seasons, is expected back from the knee injury he suffered in Week 4 last season, but the jury is still out on him. A new NFL mock draft by Nate Tice and Charles McDonald of Yahoo Sports has Kansas City taking a chance of University of Texas wide receiver Matthew Golden with the number 31 pick in April. Offensive line is very much in play here, and there are some interesting names the Chiefs could look at, Tice and McDonald wrote. They instead dip their pen back into the Longhorn ink and take another Texas wide receiver in Golden. He is a smooth athlete who can win against press. He would give Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense yet another weapon to open things up. Beat man coverage and hold the fort until Rashee Rice returns from injury. Golden transferred to Texas for the 2024 season after spending 2 years at the University of Houston. He caught 58 passes for 987 yards and 9 touchdowns in 2024, and in his 3-year college career, he totaled 1,975 receiving yards, as well as 722 kick return yards and 24 total touchdowns. He ran the 40-yard dash in an outstanding 4.29 seconds at the scouting combine, which gives him the speed to become a trusted target for Mahomes downfield. He is fairly explosive and lands Zierlein's NFL.com scouting report on him said that one of his strengths is that he meets the moment with big plays in big games. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid and his staff have done a fairly good job of developing young wideouts, such as Rice and Xavier Worthy. Perhaps Golden could give them another project player to work on who could extend the team's championship window if he pans out. And now, Chiefs fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Chiefs. I'll be back any moment with more Chiefs Kingdom news.